My name is Alan Fernandez. Um, I just finished. I was a student of USF. Right now, I am an alumni of the university, and I am passionate about analytics and data science. So I was given the opportunity to share with you some of my experience with analytics. Okay, not only with Power BI, which is a tool that right now is the most popular in the world regarding to business intelligence self-service tools. I mean, Power BI is now the most popular in the world, um, the most popular, the most demanded in the world, along with Tableau. But we're going to talk about analytics. We're going to talk about storytelling. We're going to talk about stories. How can an individual create a presentation that engage the audience? That's important. Okay. I don't like to focus much on the tool. Okay, because tools can change over the time. Tools, there will be another great tool. So if you get married to a tool, it is not going to be a good bet. So we're going to talk about analytics today. Okay, so first I would like to I would like to I would like you to confirm that you can access the share drive. This is a drive I share. I'm sharing it again. Please let me know if you can access this drive, this Google Drive directory.
Yes, no
And
problem.
yes, great. Okay, in this Google Drive directory, you're going to find a presentation. Okay, you're going to have a presentation. Find a presentation. Please. You can use the presentation you can use later presentation if you have any question. Okay, I'm going to start the presentation. Let me see if I can share my screen right now. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now. Uh, Great. Let me share my screen. Okay, I am sharing my screen right now. Okay, there will be like a theory part. The first part of the bootcamp is a theory part. Okay. Now we're going to talk about not only Power BI but analytics. Okay. So the first part is not about a tool. It's about stories. You know. How many of you can remember this story? Do any of you remember this story? Okay. What's the name of this? What is the name of this story? Hmm? Little Red Riding Hood or something like that? Okay. Maybe you heard this story, I don't know, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 25 years ago, when you were a child. But you still can remember that story because stories are powerful methods, powerful tools that can allow people, individuals, to remember. Okay, people remember plots. They do not remember necessarily data or pieces of data, but they do remember stories. Okay, so that's important. Okay, and if you want to get impact in the audience, okay, don't use just text. Okay, use stories. So I'm going to talk about stories right now. Okay, first, when we talk about the stories, we have to correlate it with the cycle of analytics. So, what is the cycle of analytics? This is the cycle of analytics. Okay, maybe you have seen these three parts. Okay, this cycle somewhere else. Okay, if you are an analyst, no matter if you're a data analyst, you work with Power BI, Tableau, or any other tool, you probably will need to use this framework, okay, to uh, to solve problems, to you will need this framework not only to solve problems, but you will need this framework to understand, okay, what is the correct, the right process, the right way to work with data, okay, and use the data to solve a business problem. What, so what, now what, okay? Okay, let me share an example with you. What, so what, and now what? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. Okay, let's see. Let's see. You can see me. Okay, I'm a manager, for example. Okay, well, I'm not a manager. I am a business analyst right now, and I have to report weekly or daily to a manager. So what happens, for example, if I detect that my website, my e-commerce has that visits on my e-commerce have decreased by 50%. Okay, I have like 100,000 last semester, sorry, last month, and now this last month, I had I don't know 50,000. So it's like half what they have. It's half of the amount of visitors I used to have. So the first part, okay, of what I see, what I can find in the data, that is called the what. It's what, so what, now what. The first part is the what, is what the data can tell you about what data can tell you, okay, about the business, what findings you are able to see in the data. That's the first part, the what, okay. The second part is the so what. Okay, as an analyst, okay, you have to understand not only how to do a report. That's not what analysts do. Does. You have to understand not only how to do a report. You have to understand uh, how this finding, okay, affects my business, my organization, okay, my company. So that is called the first is what. The second is so what. Okay, so what is how this finding affects my company or organization is the second part. Okay, if I, for example, the what, the finding is I have my visits have decreased by 50%. Okay, now I have the half of what I have this I used to have last month. This is serious. Okay, the second part is okay. If I have half of the visits, now probably if I'm talking about an e-commerce, maybe I will have half of my revenue. So that's serious. I have half of my revenue because I have now half of my visitors to my e-commerce. That part, okay, how this impacts to my business, that is called the so what. Okay, first is what, second is so what, and the third part is the now what. The now what is what I'm going to do, what am I going to do to solve the problem. Okay, but in order to understand what to do, okay, the now what, you have to understand the business, you have to understand what, okay, how the business works. So one thing, for example, that I can do is, okay, I have, okay, the problem, okay, half of my visitors, I have the consequence, okay, which is half of the revenue, and I'm going to propose a solution. Okay, maybe I'm an analyst, I'm not able to make a decision, but you have to understand that even if you are not allowed to make a decision, you have to co-create, have to help create the decision. Okay, you have to help a decision maker to make a decision. Okay, so I'm not going to show the report. I'm going to show the report, and this is my proposed solution. This part is called the now what. Okay, so you have to understand that what is a finding in the data, is a pattern, what you found in the data. The so what is the consequence, how this affects to my business. And the now what is the proposed solutions, I'm going to create, okay? I'm going to help create or co-create so that the business can, I'm going to be able to help make a decision. That is the third part, the now what, Okay, so I'm going to share screen again. Great. So the now what, okay, is the last part. If I want to make a summary of this, is what happened, okay, describe the event. So what does it mean to my business, okay, to my market organization? I mean, does it affect me? Now what should I do? Okay, what should other people do? Okay, this is my contribution to a solution. Okay, maybe I don't get to decide, I don't get to make a decision, but I will make all if I can to help to create a solution. Okay, so that is what. So what now? What? Okay, so how do we apply this? Okay, how do I apply this? I'm going to use another learning. Okay, a picture is not worth 1,000 words. Okay, so when you hear, I know what is the saying in English. Okay, but a picture is not worth 1,000 words. An image is not worth 1,000 words. That's a lie. Okay, if you display, for example, this kind of graphics, okay, visualization, okay, tell me please what you can find here. I mean, what this graphic tells you, please. Can you tell me what this graphic tells you? What you can find in this graphic? Can you tell me what can you see in this graphic? You can have the presentation on your on the share folder as well, in the Google Drive share folder.
I can see that you have a time the server tickets in the cinema or the other shops. But
Yes,
I don't understand what is the difference, the blue and red.
yes,
Yeah,
there's a lane.
uh,
Receive ticket,
I
attend the
can
ticket.
see because I have the bar
Yes.
in my screen.
This is kind of a call center or help desk, something like that. Okay. And you can see that in 2016, I mean that the analysis is from 2016. Okay. And I can see that, for example, there is a difference between received tickets and attended tickets, solved tickets, right? Okay, what else I can see? There is a problem. When this problem start, I mean, when did this problem begin? Can you see? Can you notice when everything started? When this problem started? Can you notice?
So in June 16, it's the first day that's not equal.
Yes. Okay. Great. It's not equal. Yes, the problem starts there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Please tell me, can you make a decision with this graphic, with the visualization? Can you, okay, you kind of understand, but the question is, can you make a decision with this graphic? Can you?
No, because you only know that there seems to be a decreasing performance, but you can make, like, you don't know what's the reason of the decreasing performance.
Okay, okay. Yes, you kind of understand, but the main goal of analytics is to help to make decisions. Okay, and this is like a joke. You know, if someone has to explain the joke, it's a bad joke. You see, if someone has to explain the visualization, it's a bad visualization. Okay, a joke. If you tell the joke, that means you tell the joke. Everyone should understand the joke. If everyone understands the joke, then it's a good joke. If you have to explain what the joke is about, man, it's a very bad joke. Okay, the same happens for visualizations. You have to be there to explain the visualization. It's a terrible visualization. You have to create a good visualization that explains by itself. That is why a picture is not worth 1,000 words. Okay, that's a lie. At least in visualization, that's a lie. Okay, so you cannot make a decision with this. Okay, you understand? Okay, but I don't know what to do with this. Really, I don't know what to do with this visualization. It's interesting, sounds interesting, but I don't know what to do. Okay, please take a look at this visualization, please. Take a look at this. Take a look at this visualization, please. Okay. Please tell me. Uh, can you see the story? Can you see the story? Okay. In the upper part, you see an story, right? That story has three colors or three parts. Can you see the three parts? That story has three parts. Okay. Can you match each part of the story to the cycle, to the parts, to the stages of the cycle of analytics, the what, the so what, and the now what? Can you match each stage to each color?
Yeah.
What is a what?
The blue part.
What? In the, what I found in the data. Great.
Mm-hmm.
What is the so what? How this affected?
The black part.
The black part, yes. And now what? The action, the decision I need to make, the call to action is the red part. You see? Please, in this moment, approve the hiring of at least 2 service agents to cover the current demand. Gentlemen, this is called analytics. Okay? This is called analytics because the main goal of analytics is decision making. And here I am helping to make a decision. I don't need to be explaining the graphic, the visualization. The visualization explains by itself. So please do not assume that a picture, an image is worth 1,000 words. That is a lie. Okay, you have to have a narrative and a story. Okay, in every visualization because you have to have context. Okay, and most importantly, you have to apply the cycle of analytics. Okay, you have to have the what you found in data, the so what, okay, which is the how this affect my business, and the know what is what action, what is the call to action, okay. If you don't have, what happens if I, for example, remove this story in the upper part? If I remove this story, I wouldn't be able to understand the data. Okay, you have to have data, you have to have a narrative and a story. Okay, you want to be a data analyst, okay, sir, you have to understand this. If you do not understand the cycle of analytics, I'm sorry, but you are not an analyst. You're anything. You are a guy from the reports. I don't know, but you are not an analyst. Okay, you are an analyst. You apply this part and how you combine the cycle of analytics with a visualization. This is how you do it. Okay, this is how you do it. You combine a story, okay, with a visualization, okay, with a proper visualization. And the difference is this is a column chart. This is a line chart. When you are talking about timelines, okay, it is better to use line charts, okay. And have you noticed that in May, I have like a bar, a vertical bar. This vertical bar is like signaling, okay, where the problem started. Okay, this is May. This is May, the month of May. Okay, do you have any question about this? Have you have you seen this before? Do you have any question about this? How to implement it? Any of you guys? Do you have any question about this? Please tell me.
No,
No.
don't.
Okay.
It's clear.
Yes, guy. Please, if you are a key takeaway from this session is about this, the cycle of analytics, and a picture is not worth 1,000 words. I mean, remember the joke. Remember, you have to explain the graphic. It's a bad graphic. You have to explain a joke. It's a bad joke. Okay, this is the first part, guys. Okay, this is most important that Tableau, Power BI. This is analytics. No matter if you use Excel, you have to understand this, the cycle of analytics and the importance of stories. Okay, you combine stories with analytics, and I'm sure that the person who saw this is going to remember. Maybe that person would not remember the actual amount of tickets, but that person will remember that two individuals, okay, two agents quit. So when they quit, okay, they resign. Sorry, when they resign, they remember that okay, this is the problem. Okay, this is a problem. This is the impact of the problem, and this is the action I need to take. So they understand. This is called analytics, guys. Okay, and the boot camp today is about analytics. Okay, why data visualization is important? Because Power BI is a business intelligence tool. Okay, business intelligence tool. So I need to understand what data visualization is important. Okay, when I talk about visualization, okay, I talk about something to make the data, okay, more appealing, okay, more interesting, so that people can turn the head, and you can get the attention of your audience, and then people will consume. People don't care about your data. People don't care about information. They care about, okay, the knowledge they can get from your data. Okay, and how do you turn your data into something more desirable? You have to understand how to do a great presentation. Okay, and this is a combination of factors. You remember a good visualization, remember a story. Those are presentation skills. Good presentation skills. Great. People don't care about your data. Okay, people care about the knowledge. They care about them. They care about the knowledge they can get. They don't care about your data. Okay, sorry, but people don't care about your data. They care about what they can do with your data, what knowledge they can get from your data. So this is data. It's nothing sexy at all. Data is okay. Sorry, but this is not sexy at all. This is boring. Okay. This is interesting. What you can get to know with the data, but people don't care about the data. When I talk data visualization implies visual codification. For example, this is like I have 5 figures, okay, 5 numbers, and I'm representing these numbers and I'm making a codification, a visual codification of those 5 numbers, okay. Okay, so I'm going to continue. So this is this is a graphic, a visualization report that is made on Power BI. Okay, has like you can see here column charts. You can see a map. You can see a scatter chart. You can see a waterfall chart as well. Okay, but we're going to do it little by little. Okay, what is important is manage the attention of your audience. How do you do that? How many numbers? 3. How many numbers 3 you can see in this graphic? Please, you have 5 seconds. How many numbers 3 you see in this graphic? How many trees? How many numbers 3 you see in this graphic?
6.
6. Okay, great. Anyone else? How many graphics? How many six? How many number 6? How many numbers? 3, not 6. Sorry. How many number 3s? 6. 6. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Okay. So right now, please tell me, how many numbers 3 do you see? like 6, the same. What is the difference? That I use a factor, okay, I use a factor called color. Here I took maybe, I don't know, to count the number trees, like 6, 7 seconds. Here I use like 2 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds to count all the numbers tree. So how do I manage the attention of my audience? I do it by using some resources. For example, color. If I want to make that my audience it's like focus their attention on something that I want, I need to use some elements, okay? For example, color. It's very simple. Please tell me, in which part which is the part that attracts your attention here? Which part of the graphic attracts your attention here? Any part of this picture attracts your attention? It's like a I don't know.
The right side is more clear or brilliant.
Yes, okay. Left, okay, left. But is there any like a specific part? It's like it's not clear. I mean, you have like a lot of colors. You maybe maybe one color you like more one color more than other maybe, but there's not a single place in which everyone will pay attention to. Okay, will focus their attention. There's not a single part. Here, where do you focus your attention?
The child.
Yes. Okay, the code of the child, right? How did I mean, what then what did I do? What I did is I just use a color. A color is a powerful element so that I can manage the attention of my audience. Okay, that's a powerful color. That's a powerful element. Okay, so I have this called pre-attentive attributes. Okay, what are pre-attentive attributes? Okay, they signal where to look and create visual hierarchy to help in the processing of information. Okay, so orientation, shape, length, width, size, okay, motion, spatial position, intensity, anything. Have you noticed that websites have their logo on the upper left part? Because the first part that I notice is the upper left part in any website. That's why the logo is in the upper left part. Okay, so these are elements of visualization that create like more importance for some elements. Okay, you have to understand that. Color, for example, is interesting. How the brain works. Okay, remember, there are 3 types of memory. The first type is iconic, that lasts for like a second, okay? Super short terms, super short term. The short term memory, okay, it's like seconds, like very short time. And the long term, you remember stories. Stories go to the long term memory, okay? Uh, and data, for example, numbers, go in the iconic or short-term memory. Okay. So if you want to get your audience to remember your message, okay, you have to use stories. You have to target the long-term memory. That is why, okay, that is why if I use only data numbers, okay, people will forget. People will forget them. If I use stories, okay, if I tell stories with the data, people will remember it. So I'm targeting the long-term memory. That is called storytelling with data. Okay, I use stories, okay, but I combine stories with data. This, for example, this is storytelling with data. I'm using data, but I'm telling a story. Okay, this is an example of storytelling with data, guys. Okay. maybe you don't remember the number of, I don't know, the number of received tickets or attended. Maybe you don't remember, but you remember the story. I'm sure you remember the story. That's how the brain works. Okay. Great. So target the long-term memory by using stories. Okay. I just told you, be aware that, I mean, these specific attributes to remember are size, hue, color, for example, or spatial position. Do you remember the upper left part? Okay. People always start looking at the upper left part. Okay. So these are techniques so that you can not only get the attention of your audience, you can also manage. You can also manage so that they can remember what you say. Okay, here are like trivial parts. You have to remember, okay, these premises. Okay, first, design in data visualization is important. The second, the data should not speak for itself. I told you about that. Okay, you have to add an story. Okay, and visualizations are not necessarily intuitive. Okay, design is important. Second, the data should not speak for itself. You have to tell the story. And visualizations are not necessarily intuitive. You have to, again, use a story. Okay. There are two types of analysis. The first one is exploratory. The second one is explanatory. Okay, what I'm going to do here is very important. Okay, I'm going to explain the difference. When you have a lot of data, okay, and you have to find what is interesting to you in the data, that's called exploratory exploratory analysis. For example, you have a library, a shelf full of books, okay, and you are trying to find the book that contains what you're looking for, okay, what can be interesting to you. That's called exploratory. You're opening book by book, okay, trying to find something that is useful to you. Okay, that's called exploratory analysis. You have a lot of data. And the second part, it's explanatory analysis. What is that? Explanatory analysis is you found the book. You have the book that has something interesting. So you have to find a way to communicate that finding, okay, that interesting piece of data. You have to find a way to communicate the data. So you are here, as you can see here, you're communicating a specific story. Okay, so analytics and visualization is not about exploratory, it's about explanatory analysis. Explanatory is you have like a piece of data or a data set, like a very small data set. You know that this data set contains something interesting to you. So what you're going to do is to find a way to communicate your findings, communicate what you found, okay, through visualizations, through stories, through other techniques. So that is called explanatory analysis, okay? When you have data and you don't know what to communicate yet, okay, you are trying to find something interesting, that's called exploratory. When you found what you were looking for, something interesting to you, and you're trying to communicate that finding through stories, visualizations, tools, you are in the explanatory part. So guys, visualization, it's about explanatory analysis, okay? Never forget, you're talking about explanatory analysis, not exploratory. Explanatory. When you show a lot of data to the user, that's wrong. Okay, you have to show that user only specific data, and if it's using visualization, it is much better. Okay. For example, I have a visualization. I have here the poverty rate. Okay. So I have like a 1%. Okay, the most affluent sons, and 53%. 53% the most the poorest sons. Okay. So if I see here, I could tell. Okay, I guess all United States, it's like it's poor because everything is like I don't know, like kind of light red. Okay, so pink. So I will see like all the United States, it's poor, which is not true. sorry, all United States, it's not poor, it's affluent, because poverty rate is like, close to 1%. All United States is affluent here, it's rich, which is not true. This is the opposite. Here I can see, okay, all United States is poor, it's very poor, okay, which is not true either. The problem here is that I am not using an appropriate visualization, an appropriate color. Compare with this. Can you see? What is the difference, guys? Can you tell me what is wrong with the previous visualization and what is right? What is the difference with this visualization? Please, can you tell me? Here I can see that not all United States is poor. I see like many parts of the United States it's affluent and many parts are poor. Yes. Can you explain me the difference? What cause impact here? Please tell me. You can also speak. You can use a chat as well.
The difference in this picture is the contrast.
Yes.
Because it's more
the color.
The
color.
focus.
Great. If you show this data in the presentation, you see, oh my God, United States is very poor. And you show this data, you say, oh my God, United States, it's very affluent, no? It's very rich. The truth is this, okay? It's very important to understand, for example, these elements, for example, colors. Okay, if you use the same color, okay, you can distract, you can confuse people. So elements like colors are important to tell a story. For example, in that left table, in the table on the left, if there any number that catches your attention, is there a number that catches your attention? To the table in the left. Any number? Any part that catches your attention?
No.
No. Okay. At least for me.
The more bigger number, but.
Yes. Okay. And to the right.
The second is more clearly what is the more bigger number or more.
Great.
More.
Great.
More.
Good answer. Yes. Yes. That's a. Can you realize how important is like this element like color for a good understanding of a visualization? Okay, here for example, here in the heat map, which is a table with colors, okay, with different colors or different contrasts in colors, I don't need to explain. Here I can see, okay, yes, I see that. Oh, great, I see that. Category 5 is like I don't know, like the one with a higher percentage. Okay, I can see that. Okay, but still I cannot make a decision with this graphic, with this visualization. I need a story, and omitting the story. No, I'm missing the story here. Okay. Okay, this is good. This is a good one. Please, and I would like have a poll here. I would like your votes. Which is the supplier? Which supplier is the one that has the most participation, the biggest market share? A, B, C, or D? Please, type your answers. Type your answers, please, on the chat, please.
I think okay. I think it's B.
Okay, I'm not sure. This is a poll.
I'm not sure.
A, okay. B, okay. Great. A, B, A, B. Okay. So we have like a 50% A, 50% B. Okay, guys, this is a bad visualization. Okay, I oppose. Okay. I do not like the pie charts. Okay. Why? Why I don't like the pie charts? Because they are not easy to compare. if you want to compare distribution, okay, you want to compare participation, pie charts are not a good option, okay? And even worse, if it's a 3D pie chart. God, someone should ban this 3D pie chart, okay? This is a bad practice in data visualization, okay? Please do not use 3D pie chart, okay? This is a bad practice in data visualization. Okay, why? Because the segments are difficult to compare with each other. Okay, are difficult. Why? Okay, first, the winner it's the supplier A. It's a supplier that has the most participation. Okay, that has the biggest market share. Okay, but I mean it's difficult. I mean maybe I could have answered that the supplier with the biggest participation, okay, it's the supplier B, okay, but I mean it's fine. Please do not use this. Please compare it with this. Do you see any difference? Why this visualization is better? Why? Why this visualization is better? Can anyone tell me why this visualization is better than this? Easier to compare? Yes. Why? Why is it easier to compare? Yes, it is. Yes.
Two-dimensional scale?
Two dimensions? Yes, maybe, but we have a common baseline. A common baseline. I mean, all the bars here start at the same line. Okay, so it's easier to compare. You have to have a common zero baseline in order to make comparisons. Even if I remove the data labels, what happens if I remove the data labels? Okay, if I remove the data labels, okay, even if I don't have any data label, it's easier to compare. Okay, it's in order. Okay, yes, good. Okay, good point. It's in order. Okay, great. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be in order, but it's a coincidence. Okay, another good practice in visualization, you have to have what? A common zero baseline in order to compare properly the market share, participation in each element, right? And it's not only about, it's not only about visualizations. You can use elements. For example, here, you take like 20 seconds to read this. This is a column chart that compares the percentage of children with a traditional mom, the traditional mom that stayed, it's an stay at home mom, okay, mother. In 1970, it was 41%, and in 2012, it is just 20%. Okay, I mean, it means that nowadays, okay, fewer children have uh, traditional moms that stay at home because they work, you know. There's like a trend, there's a change in society. Okay, but I mean, this is like a lot of text, okay? A lot of text, okay? I have an story, yes, I have an story here, okay? I don't have a call to action, but I mean, at least I understand. But please compare to this. I don't see any visualization. I don't see a chart. I don't see a map. But I see that I'm emphasizing that 20% of children today, on 2012, sorry, have a traditional stay-at-home mom. I'm not using visualization, but I'm using the elements I told you about. Sorry. For example, this element it's called size. Okay, I want to emphasize. Okay, I want to emphasize what the 20% versus the 41% like 50 years ago, right? So it's not only about good visualizations, it's about understanding the elements that impact, okay, the visualization, the impact, for example, the attention of the audience in the visualization, okay? So everything is not like graphics or I mean, it's more about the visualization, it's more about the elements. Okay, for example, here, is there any part that gets your attention, that draws your attention? Is there any part that means like you notice that catches your attention here? Is there any part? It's like interannual poll, okay, like a survey, interannual, okay, 2014, 2015, okay. I have like I have the variation here. This is called a line chart, okay. Is there any part that it's interesting to you? Nothing.
I guess that they cross over like each other, the lines.
Okay. Yes. I mean, it's like a. Yeah. I mean, there are variations. For example, there are like categories that are like more accepted, and categories that are like more favorable. Okay. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I see that career development, the person who designed this chart, that person wants that the audience look at the career development category. Okay, because maybe for some reason, maybe because is the category that has the most dramatic decrease. You know, it's like I don't know, like almost 20% decrease, 15%, 16% decrease. Okay, so I'm redirecting your attention to this part. Just using color. This is very useful. Okay, this is very simple. Okay, and at the same time very useful. Here I have you know two pie charts. Okay, I remember what I remember. I told you. What I told you about pie charts? They are very bad for comparisons. Okay, but I mean I have like a survey. Okay, in which I compare musical preferences, music preferences in 1994 and in 2014, like 20 years of difference, right? I want to see how the music preferences have changed in 2 decades. Is there any part that is interesting to you? Is there any part that gets your attention? Something that is interesting to you? Nothing? Maybe nothing, because the reason is that it's very difficult to compare. And second, I remove the data labels from the second pie chart to the right. So it's like kind of confusing. Okay, I see, okay, 35% of hard rock in 1994, and hard rock now it's like more, but I'm not sure how, I mean, how much more. It's confusing. Okay, I don't see clearly how much the music preferences have changed. What about this? I don't have here the data labels. Okay, I don't have the exact data labels, but I see that mean the preference for hard rock has increased. The preference for hip hop has increased. The preference for reggae has maintained, and the preference for samba has decreased. I'm not reading data labels because I don't have data labels. But with this line chart, okay, for 2 years, I have a clear idea of how the music preferences has changed. Okay, it's not only about the element of the graphic. It's to choose the right graphic. Okay, if you are talking about a timeline, it is much better to use the line chart. Okay, it's much better. Okay, this is this is real. I mean, by the way, this is real. This happened 2013 in Venezuela. This is real. This is like a percentage. It's like presidential. It's in Spanish. 2013 presidential election percentage. Okay. Please, what can you see? What is your conclusion?
The number is very close involved, but the figure is very different.
Okay, yes. Okay, I mean, it's funny because if I see the graphic, okay, this is like a con chart, it's like a column chart. I will see that. I mean, it was like a Nicolas Maduro, the current president of Venezuela. He won by a landslide. I mean, he crushed. He literally crushed the opponent. But it is not like that. He actually won by like 1%, no, 1.5%. Okay, but if you see the graphic, it looks like he get like I don't know, like 20 times the votes that the opponent got. Okay, so I can lie with charts. And why? I mean, how could you? What is a solution for this chart? What do you need to fix? What do you need to fix in this chart? What do you need to fix in this chart? What do you need to fix?
It's possible to change the XJ, yeah, because I think that this picture, this graphic, only show the difference between Maduro and Enrique.
Yes, Capriles, yes. Okay, dimensions, yes, great, dimensions. Okay, there is not a baseline, a common zero baseline. Remember? You have a non-zero baseline, okay? You have a zero baseline to the right, which is the correct way to compare like bars. Okay, this is a correct way. You have a non-zero baseline, it's difficult to compare. You know, you have to have, in order to compare, okay, among categories, for example, you have to have a zero baseline. That is a good practice. This is a bad practice, non-zero baseline. In this case, there is a non-zero baseline. So the problem is that, yes, that's a dimension problem. Okay, it's lying. The chart is lying, and this is not good. Okay, what else? It's the same example I told you about. Okay, meals served over time. Okay, just the color increase the readability of the table. If people see a table, when individuals see a table, they read the table. When you have color, they don't read the table, they skim the table, they visualize the table. If you don't have colors or any other cue, people will read each data, each value. You have colors, people will not read the value, will not read the table. People will skim through the table and will find the part that is, I mean, that like the most intense part of the color, the most that cell with the most intense color. Okay, that's called skim through. Okay, that's a difference. Okay, let's finish visualization and let's start with Power BI. Okay, I would like to know, do any of you have all Power BI installed? Do I mean, do you have Power BI installed? Please, can you confirm that using the chat?
Yes.
Great, great guys. Okay, great. So when I talk about visualization analytics, okay, this is important. Okay, first I want to talk about, great, thank you guys. Thank you for confirming you have Power BI. If you have Power BI, the first thing about Power BI, you have to understand the architecture of Power BI. Okay. Today we are not too focused only on visualization. We have talked about visualization. Okay, great. but I'm using the online version. Mufadal, oh great. The online version. Okay, the online version. Okay, there's some limitations for the online version, but it's fine. Okay, yes, but we're going to use a part of Power BI that is not present in the online version. It's only present in the desktop version. Okay, but let's move on. Okay, great guys. Okay, so you have to understand what is a Power BI architecture. Okay, first you what you are going to do is you are going to uh, there's something called ETL, extract, transform, load. First, you have to connect to a data source, okay? Then you have to transform the data, and then you have to load the data in a destination. Okay, so you have to extract the data. The first thing is you have to extract the data from the data source. When you extract the data source is not changed. You never change the data source. You just extract the data. You can also have a direct connection to the data, like a real-time connection to the data. Then you transform the data, and when you transform the data, you load the data to what? To a structure called data warehouse or data mart, which I'm going to explain later. Okay? And when you have the data prepared, clean data, prepared data, ready to be reported, you are going to create these parts: visualization, dashboard, reporting. Do any of you know the difference among dashboard and a report? Do you know the difference with a dashboard and a report? Because they are different.
I think the dashboard, you can interact with a dashboard, but a visualization is only it's a picture, I think.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, there are more differences. Even there are even more differences. You can also interact with the report. Okay, you can also interact with the report. Dashboard is, yes, interactive, but the main difference between reporting a report and the dashboard is not only in the interaction, which is true, okay, but the main difference is that dashboard tend to report the data in real time, whereas reporting, they do not they don't, sorry about redundance, they do not report the data in real time necessarily. They report the data in with a determined frequency. For example, days, weeks, the report of sales, the daily report of sales, the weekly report of sales, the hourly report of sales, okay, the report of sales of the morning, of the night, I don't know, of the weekend. So the reporting have like a frequency, and the dashboard is like in real time. It's in real time. Okay, let's have an example. Okay, let's have an example. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 minute. Okay, great guys. Okay, I mean, I guess you have a car. Maybe most of you have a car. Okay, you know the dashboard of a car. What can you find in the car? What elements can you find in the dashboard of your car? Please tell me what elements. What can you find in the dashboard? What information? What elements can be found in the dashboard of your car? You can find, yes, mileage, great. What else? Odometer, speedometer, great. Okay. What else? The indicator of gas, okay. What else? Temperature, yes. Water temperature, great. What else? What else? I mean, you have like a very important parts for the functioning of a car. That's great. Okay, but what happens if that information of the dashboard of your car, what happens if that information is not reported in real time, but I mean it's reported like, I don't know, every 6 hours, okay, every 8 hours? What will happen if that information is reported it will be refreshed, okay, updated. It's going to be updated. It's updated every 8 hours. What will be the impact of that frequency of updating? I mean, it's not in real time. It's not going to be. It's not going to be in real time. It's going to be every 8 hours. So what will happen? What will happen? You don't get information in real time. You get information every 8 hours or twice a day. You could have an accident. Yes, you could die. You could die because you're dying different. Yes. Okay. So there are. I mean, there's information that need to be reported in real time. Okay. Maybe you're hitting. Maybe speed tickets for speeding. Maybe I don't know. Anything else. Okay. Anything. So there's information. There's a type of information that need to be reported in real time. Okay. And there are other kind of information that does not need to be reported in real time. Okay. So the information that needs to be reported in real time goes to a dashboard. If that information does not need to be reported in real time, then it can go to a report. Okay, guys? That is the main difference between a report and a dashboard. Okay, it's not only the interaction, because yes, there is difference in the interaction. The main difference is like a frequency of updates of the information. Dashboard tend to be in real time, and dashboard may have like a different data sources. Okay, whereas the reports, I mean, usually they have like one data source. I mean, it's not mandatory, but usually. Okay, so that's the difference between among a dashboard and a report. So let's start sharing again. Okay, and a scorecard is like a traffic light. Okay, you have like visual cues, visual indicators that tell you if you're good or you're bad. Okay, if for example you check your credit score, I don't know what is the kind of reporting you have here in the United States, but maybe you have like a traffic light. If you have a good credit report, you have, I don't know, a green indicator. Okay, you have like a terrible, crappy report, credit report, you have red. You have like a so-so report, an average report, you have like a yellow indicator, okay? And then the business user is the one that consumes that information to help them to make decisions, okay? So we're going to transform the data here, okay? That's what we're going to do. So please, right now, I would like you to download this file called budget.xlxx. The Excel file, budget.xlxx. Please do download the file, please. This part is going to be quick. It's going to be like half an hour, okay? But I'm going to do it in the Power BI report and the Power BI desktop. I don't know how to do it in the web version. Sorry guys, but I need to do it in the Power BI desktop version. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's start here. Okay, please open Power BI desktop. Please open Power BI desktop. And when you open Power BI, okay, you are going to do this. You're going to go to a part, an icon that says Get Data, and a common data source is Excel, an Excel spreadsheet. Please try to budget, yes. Please try to have the budget file. The file is shared. I'm going to share the file. The link is in Teams, but I'm going to share again. I'm going to share it again. In this Google Drive folder, you are going to find the budget, the spreadsheet. Please try to download it. Try to download it and try to open it with Power BI Desktop. So I'm going to do it again. If I go to this icon that reads Get Data, and I'm going to choose the common data source called Excel spreadsheet, Excel. I'm going to select this budget spreadsheet, budget file. Okay. So I have here the budget file, right? Okay, I'm going to open the budget file. I'm going to open the budget file. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it. Okay, great. You have the budget file. Okay, you have the budget file. It looks like a report, right? It looks like a report. I mean, it is actually an actual report. Someone has prepared this file for reporting. Okay, someone has prepared this file for reporting, and you can see here that this file is, I mean, it has like a totals, subtotals. Okay, it has like a title, like a grades. Okay, like a grades for the person who prepare, subtotals, grand totals. You have instead of, I mean, you have like a how do you call this, columns. Okay, this is not like a data file. This is like a file for report that has been like prepared. This file has been prepared manually, right? Yes, it's fine. I'm going to close it. I'm going to, no, it's fine. I'm not going to close it. Okay, if I go to Power BI, Excel, I choose the budget spreadsheet. I do not open it. I'm going to select the file. I'm going to check. I'm going to use a check. I'm going to select the check. But I'm not going to load the file. I'm not going to load the file. I will transform the file. You see, I am going to transform the file. This can be done only on Power BI Desktop, guys. Sorry, this can be done only on Power BI Desktop. Okay. Okay. This is going to be quick. This is going to be like 30 to 40 minutes. Great. So please try to do not load the data. Transform the data. Choose this. Click this button called Transform the Data. And in this moment, I'm going to do the part called transformation. Okay, this is called the Power Query Editor. Remember I talked about the Power BI architecture? The first part is to select the data source. In this case, for example, is an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to extract the data. I'm going to get the data, and then I am going to transform the data, because this data is not prepared for reporting. This is a report, but it's not prepared reporting. I mean, if I want to use the data, I shouldn't have these titles. I shouldn't have like totals, subtotals. I mean, this is not a way a file, report file. This is like a report, okay, but this is not a proper file for a data source. Okay, so I'm going to use the Power Query Editor. Okay, this Power Query Editor, it's a very powerful transformation tool. So sad it is not present in the Power BI web version. Okay, it is only present in the Power BI desktop version. Why? I don't know. Microsoft. Here's a hint. Microsoft in the future is planning to deprecate deprecate the Power BI desktop version of Power BI. Why? Because everything will be on the cloud version, the web version. But so far, you have to use the Power BI desktop version. Sorry, guys. Okay, great. What I'm going to do now is first I need to, you see me, have you noticed that I need, please tell me, what I need to do here in order to prepare the data. These columns, sorry, these rows, the first two rows are useful, or I need to remove those rows? What I need to do? The first two rows are useful. I need to remove these rows, right? Means okay. First, let's explore some parts of this Power Query Editor. The Power Query Editor is also present in Excel. There is an add-in so that you can have the Power Query Editor in Excel. The difference between the Power Query Editor and Excel is that Excel doesn't have data models. Here in the Power BI desktop, you have Power Query Editor that gets, I mean, it works with data models, it works with queries. This is not a table, this is a query, okay? Great, Eric. Yes, I have to remove the subtotals and totals. Okay, let's go step by step, okay? So please tell me the column 2, what is the data type of the column 2? What is the data type of column 2? Is text, right? String, yes, text, great. And column 4, sorry. What is the type of column 4? The type of column 4 is alphanumeric. That's called, it's like a, it's like, no, it's not integer. It's like a string. It's like a, how do you call that? It's alphanumeric. You can have both numbers. I mean, it's like any. You can have any kind of data here. Okay. Here you have like a text data, and here you have like a any kind of data, numbers and text. Okay. It's not only integer, it's text and integer. You notice here, well, it's not integer, it's like text and integer, okay? It's like any kind of data there. Okay, so first we're going to clean the data. Okay, when I talk, okay, this is important. When I talk data cleaning, this is some people, okay, I'm not a data cleaner. I don't know how to clean data. You need a programming language for that. You need R, you need Python for do that. Yes, you can do it with R or Python, but Power BI gives you the perfect possibility to clean our data. Okay, that's possible with Power BI, and you don't need to know how to code. That's the most important thing. Okay. Another important part. Please take a look at this part, this panel to the right. This is called the, okay, this, what is called? This is called the query settings. This is the step by step, the step by step. Every step you take, okay, when you clean the data, it's recorded here. Okay, it's like a log of the changes, and then you can return, you can close, and you can return, and you can recreate a step, and you can remove a step. Okay, please, I would like to, you go to this menu, please go to the view menu and go to the formula bar, please. Go to this menu and go to the formula bar, please. Show the formula bar, please. Do you see it? Okay, the formula bar, okay, I mean, as its name implies, shows you the formulas, okay, because every step you take, it's not only like a graphical, a visual step. There is a code behind that step, and that language, okay. Do you recognize this language? Do you recognize this language? Do any of you recognize this language? DAX? Close, but it's not DAX. Okay. What is the name of this? SQL? Not SQL. Not SQL. Okay, not SQL. What is the name of this language? M. Yes, you saw. Yes, the language is M. M, like mom. M. Okay. You know, it's kind of weird, this language. Weird language, right? Yes, but the language is called M. Let me explain something. Why is it called M? Every transformation, everything you do in Power BI, okay, it's internally, it's programmed in the M language. It helps you to do transformations. So everything you do in Power BI, okay, it's in the M language. Okay, you also have DAX. DAX is data analysis expressions. But when you do something, for example, when you create a visualization, when you do something with data internally, Power BI use the M programming language. Okay, M. Okay, here. You see that? Okay. Uh, the first. You remember this first? You remember this first row? Remember this first row? Okay, this first row. The first row, okay, was promote to header. This first row was promote to a header, and I don't want to do that. I don't want that. Okay. Please, what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom the screen. I'm going to zoom the screen. What I'm going to do here, please, this, I'm not sure if it's, okay, I'm going to, okay, here. Do you see these steps to the right, please? To the right, can you notice here? Oh, please, I want you to remove this. There are 4 steps. Remove these last 2 steps, please. Remove these last 2 steps, please. I want to change the type, and I don't want to promote the header. I don't want this first row to be a header. I want to unpromote this header. Please remove this step called promote headers. So this header should be now the first row. You see? Okay, now I don't have, I mean, the headers are column 1, column 2, column 3, okay? I don't have that, I mean, the first row is not a header anymore. Okay, great, guys. Okay, please do that. Tell me, can you confirm that it's correct? Do any of you have a problem? Okay, I have to have just 2 steps. 2 steps now. Great, I'm cleaning my data. So the next part of cleaning my data is to remove what? To remove these 3, I want to remove these 3 rows. Okay, I want this 4 row to be the header. Okay, okay. First, remove this the first 3 rows. So what I'm doing, I will go to home, go to home, which is the first tab, and then I am going to remove the rows. I'm going to remove the top rows. I'm going to remove the top rows. Okay. If you remove the top rows, how many top rows are you removing? Just a minute. Okay. Remove top rows. How many top rows will you remove? I'm going to remove 3 rows. I'm going to remove 3 rows. Okay. Where do you find this? Again, go to the Home tab and go to the Remove Rows options. Remove top rows. Number of rows 3. Great. And then you, okay, great. So I remove the top 3 rows. And you see, I remove the rows. I can delete this step. I can delete the step. I'm going to delete it, and the rows came back. I'm going to remove again the rows. Remove rows, remove top rows. 3. Oh my God, great. Great, great, great. I remove the rows. Great, 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 great. Okay, what I'm doing now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to promote the first row to be a header. I'm going to promote the first row to be a header. I want the category, subcategory, prop name to be a header. So I'm going to the Home tab. Please go to the Home tab. If I go to the Home tab, and I'm going to remove the rows. Sorry, I'm going to Home tab. I'm going to use first row as header. Use first row as header. Okay, this is another step. Use first row as headers. Where do I find this? In the Home tab. Use first row as headers. Category, subcategory, product name, product key. Great. I have now not one more step. I have 2 more steps. I promote headers, and automatically I change the type. I promote headers and I change the type. Okay, and I change the type. Great. So everyone should have 5 steps. This last step was automatic. Okay, this last step was automatic. You should have the headers now, the category, subcategory, product name as headers. Can you confirm that you were able to do it, please? Can you confirm that you were able to do it? Can you confirm that you were able to do it, please? Yes. Okay, great, guys. What I'm doing now is I will I'm going to delete the subtotals. I'm going to, okay. There are subtotals here, right? Subtotals, subtotal, 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 and total, and grand total. There are 4 rows that should remove. I should remove total, subtotal, subtotal, and grand total, right? Subtotal, 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 and grand total. Okay. What should I do? What should I do now? I'm going to remove. I can remove. Manually. But what I'm doing here, I go to the category, go to the, let me see. Go to the category column. Go to the category column. Please go to the category column. Go to the category column. And in the category column, go to text filters. Go to text filters. Text filter. You see? Text filter. And I'm going to filter the category column. You remember, what is the word that I should look for? What is the word if I want to remove the subtotal and total? What is the word that I should look for? Total. I mean, it should contain the word total, right? Great. Great. So, what should I do? What option should I pick? Contains or does not contain? Total. I want to filter that the row. I mean, this is a query. This is a query. I should filter the rows that contains total or that does not contain total. Should I filter the rows that contains total or that do not contain? Oh, let's try. I know the answer. That contains total, right? That contains total. Let's see if it works. That contains. Keep rows that contains. I should keep rows that contains total or that does not contain. I should keep rows where category contains total that does not contain. You see? That does not contain total. I keep rows where category does not contain total. Okay? I mean, total is with uppercase. I'm going to use with lowercase, you know? Total is uppercase, and you're going to use lowercase. Why? I mean, I'm going to try. Is there going to be an error? I'm going to use total in all lowercase. What happened? I have the step here, but it didn't filter anything. It is case sensitive. It is case sensitive. So I should use not total with total with the proper case, with the first letter in uppercase. This is the correct filter I should use. This is the correct filter I should use. That does not contain total. Okay? Now it's fine. Now it's fine. You see? Okay, but I mean, does it work as Excel? No. Excel is totally different. Excel just hide the values. Here you don't have the values. Here you are actually querying the values. If you filter out, you are removing the values. Okay? It's not like Excel. Excel just hides the total. Here is different. Here everything is different. Here, when you filter out, you are not. When you filter out, you are taking the rows out of the query, out of the result. Okay? So you have another step here. Filter rows. Okay, let me see. Just a minute. I want to. Okay. So you should have here. You should have like six steps. Sorry. Okay. You should have 6 steps. Great. Do any of you need help with this? Okay, great. Everything is fine so far. Okay, what else should I do? What else should I do? I should remove the total column, the grand total column, right? I should go to the last column, to grand total column, and I should remove the column. I'm going to remove the column, okay? I'm going to right click the column. I'm going to right click the column and choose remove. I'm going to right click the column and choose remove. The last column, meaning that the column located at the rightmost part. Great, I remove the column. Great, so far so good. Okay, I don't have like the totals, the total column. I don't have the subtotals or grand totals rows, grand total rows. Great, great guys. Okay, so what else should I do in order to prepare to get this spreadsheet prepared for reporting? Is there any other step I should take? Can anyone guess what else should I take? What other steps should I take in order to get this prepared? Only one column for date. Only one column for date. Which date? Oh yes. You're right. Okay. For reporting purposes, the dates has been turned into columns. Yes, I could agree column for dates. I mean, the columns, the date has been pivot. So the date used to be what? A row. And now the date, it's a column. That's called pivoting. Pivoting, it's transforming rows into columns. That's called pivoting. Okay? That's called pivoting. So what should I do now? What should I do now? What I should do now is to unpivot that, to turn those columns back into rows. That's great. So please select using the Shift key, the Pro key column, and all the I'm going to turn the rows into columns. Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to turn the columns into rows. So let's try selecting from the product key and all the dates column from January to December. Let's try including the product key. Let's try including the product key. Let's see what is the result, what the result is. And if I go, for example, to transform, I go to transform. If I go to transform, I'm going to use the option called unpivot columns. There is an option called unpivot columns. Please use this option called unpivot columns. I'm going to try including in the selection the product key. I'm going to try including in the selection the product key. Let's try. Let's try including the product key. Maybe I should not include it, but let's try. Let's see. Should I include the key? Okay, because it's related to the key. Let's see. I'm going to unpivot columns. Okay, but something went wrong. You know, the product key was turned also mean that also what that the product key, the first one was also, I mean, you know, how you see product key, product key, product key. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't turn out well, no? So I should not include the product key. I'm going to remove this step. And I know now that I should not include the product key, just the months from January to December. Just select the months. But why don't include the product key? Because the product key should not be turned into a row. It is already a row. It is already, I mean, it is a row product key. So you have rows, just one row for product keys, but you don't have one row you don't have one column for the date. You have like several columns, and this is not right. Why? But because if you want to look for, like, I don't know, what is a month that has the most, I don't know, the highest sale, you should look not in one column. You should look in like in several columns. That's the problem. So I'm just going to select the dates, only the dates. From January to December 2016, I'm going to transform and I'm going to unpivot columns, please. Go to unpivot columns and the result will be right this time. Just select the keys with the shift key. Just select the dates, sorry, with the unpivot columns. Okay, I now unpivot columns properly. You see, now it's correct. And you should have what? The name of the column was turned into an attribute. So that the actual month, the actual date was, now it's not a column. Now it's only one column. Now the values are rows. And the values of the, I mean, it should be like a date, like a sale, total sale of the month for that product, now are values. So it turned into an attribute value. Those columns turn into an attribute value. Did you get to do that? Can you confirm, please, if you got to do that? Oh, great. Okay. Great. Great. Okay. So what else should I do? What else should I do? What else? What else should I do? Yes. Great, Eric. I should rename the column, right? I should rename the column. The attribute, for example, should be like a, I don't know, like, what is the name? What name do you suggest? Like, I could separate month and year. Yes, I could separate month and year. Yes, I could. Yes. Yes, I could. It should be like date. Or yes, date. Date or month, which is more appropriate. And here, with like, I don't know, sales, amount, quantity. Like, it should be like sales. Okay, sales. I don't know if it's like a number of the, I don't know if it's the quantity. I'm not sure. Okay, great. So I rename. How do you rename? Right-click the column and choose the rename option. Choose the rename option. Rename. Okay. What else should I do here? Eric said you should change the date type. What date type? What date type is the month column? It's text. It should be what? It should be like date, right? So I go here, date. Go here, click here, date. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's the first date of if it's the first date of that month. It doesn't matter. I can understand that it is a month. I change the type to a month. And here, just a minute. What about here? I mean, it's fine actually, but I mean, maybe it could be a decimal. Maybe it could be a decimal, right? Maybe it could be like a decimal number or a fixed decimal number. I'm not sure. Maybe it could be a decimal number. Yes, now it's a decimal number. And if decimal, it doesn't have like a zeros. So it doesn't have trailing zeros. But I want to have zeros. Okay, there should be like a fixed decimal number. Okay. Replace, add new step. I'm going to add a new step. Okay. Change type 1 and change type 2. And change the first type, it's from text to date, and the second change of type was from what? From sales, sorry, from number to sales, right? Okay, let's see. Can you see that when I change type, I am generating wouldn't the best if not less than a whole number? Wouldn't that be best if it's in amounts that are less than a whole number? Wouldn't that best if it's in amounts that are less than a whole number? I didn't understand the question, Mansor. Wouldn't that be best if it's in amounts that are less than a whole number? Well, it's fine. I mean, actually, I think it's whole number. Whole number. It's fine. Okay, but I just do it so that you can get to learn the data type. Yes, it will be best. It will be best. I guess it will be best. Yes, but I'm doing it because I want you to experiment the types. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay, great guys. So I'm going to close this. Okay, so here I have the transformation. I do have the transformation here. Okay, one more thing. What about if I want to, this part, it's called transformation. You look at this part, it's called what? Transformation, transform. Okay, that's called, I already extract the data, I'm transforming the data, and I want to deposit the data, load the data in the data warehouse. Okay, great. I think a fixed decimal is more suitable. Yes, you're right. Fixed decimals, right? Because even if you don't have decimals, you have like the same format. Yes, it's right. Totally right. Okay, guys. So should I consider that my file is ready? Can I consider that my file is ready? In my opinion, yes, it's kind of ready. Yes, kind of ready. Yes. Should I do anything else? Yes. Okay. I mean, you check that data types. Category, it's text. Subcategory, text. product name, text, product key, its number, month, its date, sales, its fixed decimal number. Yes, I should load the file. How should I load the file? Load the file. I go to here to file. It's in Spanish. I speak Spanish, so it's in Spanish here. File, archivo, and I go to close and apply. Again, I'm going to zoom, go to file, and close and apply. And yes, I mean, it's loading. It's already loading, so it's fine. It's totally fine. Great. It's loading. Okay, what should I do now? I have created what? This is called a data model. This is called a data model, okay? It doesn't mean I have just one table. It doesn't matter if I have one table, okay? It's called a data model. What I do now is I'm going to save my file. Okay, I'm going to data science. One. I'm going to download. Sorry, no, not download. Save my file. File. Save. I'm going to save my file with any name you want. And in case you have a Power BI web, what about if you have a Power BI web? That's called a Power BI service. Okay, right now, what I'm doing is I'm going to share my file. I'm going to share my file. I'm going to place my file in the in the share folder. Okay, I'm going to place my file in the share folder. You see? Okay, I'm going to place my file in the share folder. Here's my file. Okay, you have Power BI. What about you have Power BI web? You don't have like a Power BI desktop. Now you can follow us. Please do that. If you don't have Power BI desktop, okay, please do download this file, please. Data Science Bootcamp 1, please download this file, please. Okay. Okay, guys, we can create. This is the okay. Did I complete this process? Did I complete this process called ETL, extract, transform, load? I think so. I think I complete that. I think I complete the process. It's okay, but it's not the whole process. It's just the load. Then what's next? I should do the visualization, reporting, scorecard, and I should then present it to the business user. Okay, so I'm in here in the data warehouse, in the storage, in the data storage. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so what I can do now, I can continue working on the web, or I can continue working here. It's okay. And I mean, either case it's fine. There is a button here called publish. You see, there's a button here called publish. If you go here in the home tab, there is a button called publish. Can you notice that button? The publish button. Can anyone tell me what is the usage of this publish button? The publish button is to show it with links. Not necessarily. The usage of this publish button is in order to publish my file to the Power BI service, to the web version of Power BI, so I can interact. My model can be work either in the Power BI desktop version or can be worked in the Power BI web version. That's called Power BI service. Okay, you have like two parts in which you can do the service. Yes. So let's hit smash the publish button, please. Publish. Here you have your email address. Okay. You hit the publish button. You have here your, okay, please enter your email address. Okay, if you are a USF student, remember Andres keep you saying yes, Andres. It keeps the changes you make in desktop. So I'm going to interact. That's great. I'm going to interact. Okay. So what should I do now? If you're a USF student, please enter your USF account. In my case, it's oh, sorry, my mistake. Okay, this is my email address. Use your email address. You cannot use a personal email account. You cannot use a personal email account. You can use what? You can use an educational email account, or you can use a professional, a corporate email account. You cannot use a personal email account. Okay? So I'm going to use my USF account, or previously you should have remember that there was a email that got to your inbox. Okay, you have to register your. Okay, here I have my account. Just a minute. I'm going to okay. Here I have my account. Like I have my account here, my USF account. Great, great. I have my USF account now. Fine. And here you will have something called my workspace, which is like your space, your workspace when you can publish your projects. Okay. Do you have this my workspace? I mean, you have to authenticate. Do you have to use this my workspace workspace? You have this? Okay, please use this word. A workspace is something like an organizer. It's like a placeholder for your work. Please use workspace. I'm going to select this. Okay, what about if I don't have the Power BI? What about if I don't have the Power BI desktop version? Okay, it doesn't matter. If you don't have the Power BI desktop version, it doesn't matter. Okay, if you have the desktop version, please click this link. Open open your file in Power BI. You will be redirected to the Power BI web version, to that Power BI service. And if you don't have the Power BI desktop, please follow my directions. Okay, go to a browser and you have to type this app.powerbi.com. app.powerbi.com. I'm going to share the link here. Just a minute. I'm going to share the link here. This is the link, app.powerbi.com. Great. So I'm going here. If I go to app.powerbi.com, if you go to the upper right corner, you should have here. You should have your account. You don't have the Power BI desktop version. Go to app.powerbi.com, and you have to authenticate. And now you have this. You have to, in the upper right corner, you should check if you have what? If you have your name here and your account. What happened if I couldn't upload my file? Okay, if you couldn't upload your file, if you don't have Power BI desktop, you can upload your file manually. It's in Spanish. Sorry, it's in Spanish. I speak Spanish. Go to the get data. In the lower left corner, you have a get data button. You're in app.powerbi.com, app.powerbi.com. So this is the web version. Okay, if you didn't use a publish button, you can use the get data button. Get data in the lower left corner of your window in Power BI web, Power BI service. Go to get data, please. Sorry, it's in Spanish, guys. Sorry, it's in Spanish. I don't know how to change it. I can change it, but let me see if I can change it. Let me see if I can change it. Change my language. Just a minute. Let me see if I can change my language. Yes. I'm going to use English. Sorry, just a minute. I'm going to use English. English. Sorry. Okay. Great. Okay, great. So here I am in Power BI. Okay. Great. So I go to Power BI. There is a link called Get Data in the lower left corner. Get Data. And here you have like a 4 options. I go to the Create New Content options and go to the Files. Go to the Files. Here, Files, Create New Content Files. So here, this option allows me to upload my own files. I click Get. I can use SharePoint, OneDrive. I'm going to use the local file. I'm using the local file. And I'm going to locate my file, Data Science Bootcamp. Okay, great. My PBBIX Bootcamp file. Okay, I have a dataset with the same name. Okay, it's the same. Replace it. I'm going to replace it. Great. So here, for example, if I go to my workspace, if you go to app.powerbi.com, okay, I already upload my file. Okay, I go to my workspace. You see, go to my workspace. Go to my workspace. Maybe you will see something in reports called It's your what is that? Reports. Reports code. Could you locate your file, Data Science Bootcamp 1? If you go, even no matter if you have used any, go to app.powerbi.com, go to My Workspaces, and please locate the report called Data Science Bootcamp 1. The one you saved. Okay? And opening the report. And the report actually is actually open. I'm going to minimize the zoom. Okay, why do I don't have anything? Actually, the report is there. Don't worry. The report is there. I should. If you have here the report, please press edit. Press edit. Okay. If you press edit, you will have this screen. Please confirm if you have this screen. You're editing the report, and please confirm if you have this screen. ¿Listo? Okay. You have this screen. You're in the web version of Power BI. Great. Okay, so I'm going to use, okay, for example, I can use any kind of visualization. Here you have three main panels: the fields panel, the visualizations panel, and the filters panel. Please try to hide the filters panel because right now it's not that necessary. Try to hide the filters panel. Okay. I can do two things. I can work it on the web, or I can work it in the desktop version. If you want to work visualizations, both are the same. Both are almost the same. So if you don't have Power BI desktop, you can work it here. You can work it in the web version. Okay. And if you have Power BI desktop, you can work it in Power BI desktop, because from here, both versions are almost the same. Okay. You can work it in the web version, or you can work it in the desktop version. Okay, I recommend you to work it in the desktop version. Okay. Okay, let's work in. You don't have Power BI desktop, work it please in the desktop version. It's fine. Okay. Okay, guys. First, you go to here. You go to the right, to the extreme right, to the rightmost part. You have the fields panel. Okay. What is the fields panel? In the fields panel, you have part of that one table. You can have many tables here. Okay. Okay. You see, here are what? Category, month, product key, product name. Remember month? Remember month? Month, it was a date, right? But what happened here? You try to click here. You're going to expand. Automatically, Power BI created a hierarchy. You see this? Power BI automatically created a hierarchy. Okay, so I'm going to do here. I'm going to use like the most basic control here, the most basic visualization. I'm going to use a matrix. What is the difference between what is the difference between a table and a matrix? A table only have rows, and a matrix have the possibility to group by rows and by columns. A matrix, it's a table 2.0, basically. Please choose a matrix. You can do that also in the web version as well. Choose a matrix. Great. Now we have a matrix. And please, here, use here. For example, I'm going to drag and drop the category to the rows field. Okay. I'm going to, in the values, I'm going to use the sales field. I'm going to use the sales field here. Okay. Category field in the rows section. Sales field in the values section. Here you have, right? If you see it like a, if it's too little for you, it means it's too small. Maybe it's too small. Go to the view menu, and in the view menu, choose actual size. In the view menu, choose actual size. Great. Now you have what? Now you have a table. Not only a table, it's a matrix. You have what? The categories, and you have this is called a grouping, okay? And this is called a summary. This is called what? An aggregation. Aggregation is, I mean, what kind of aggregation I'm using here? What kind of aggregation I'm using here? It's a sum, an addition, okay? This is the sum of all the sales, grouped by category. If you want to manage large amounts of data, you have to understand to group and to summarize. To group and to summarize data. Okay? I could use, for example, here. Please try to drag and drop again the sales table. The sales field. Try to drag and drop again the sales field. Please. And the summary I will use here, it's what? Is the average of the sale, because you have many sales, right? I'm going to use the average sales. By the way, you can do the same. You can do the same in the Power BI web. Okay? And I'm going to do again the same operation. But right now, I am counting. Right now, I am counting. You have three. These are called, okay, these are called aggregations. These are called aggregations. You see? These are called aggregation. The first one is the sum of sales. The second one is the average of every sales transaction, and the last one is the count of sales. And here I have what? The category and grouping by category. So what should I have here? Okay, this is like the most basic report I can have. Okay, this is like the most basic report I can have. Did you get to do this? Did you get to do this? Please confirm that you get to do this. You got to do this. Did anyone have any problem with the... Great, great guys. Okay. Great. This is like the most basic part. Okay. So this is like a most basic part. But what about if I want to do it also by year? I want to have these calculations also by year. Let's go here. And please drag and you have the month, it's a date, right? Power BI automatically converted the month into a hierarchy. And please do expand the date hierarchy. And please drag and drop the field, the year field, in the columns, in the column section. Okay. Oops. Here, just a minute. Okay, here, okay, but I just have 1 year. I just have 1 year here. It's the same, right? Because I have 1 year. It doesn't make a difference. It's the same. Yes, right now you have 1 year. That's right. You have 1 year. But I can have drilling. I can drill down the data. How do you drill down? You create hierarchies. How do you do that? Besides, I'm going to select my matrix. Okay, I am going to select my matrix. And besides doing that, I'm going to select the quarter. The quarter every 3 months, I'm going to go here and I'm going to drag and drop the quarter in the columns field. Okay, nothing happened, but wait, you have to enable this. Okay, let's go, and in the lower right part of the matrix, you have this year and quarter. That's fine, but nothing happened here in the matrix. If you go here and you have like a button with a with an arrow, okay, heading down, please click this arrow. Okay, great. So I have enabled, okay, I have enabled this drill down hierarchy. Please now, please go to the next level. There is a double arrow. There is a double arrow here. Go to the next level. You see? I'm returning. I'm going to the next level. Now you have the sales by quarter. Now you have the sales by quarter. See? There is a little mistake here because the count is the same. There is a little mistake because the count is the same. Okay. Yes. Javier, I'm lost. Okay. Yes, DS is a number, is the currency. Yes. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Don't worry. I'm going to do it again. Okay. You have the matrix here, right? You have the matrix here. Please do drag a matrix here. What is a matrix? A matrix is this control. It's like an advanced table. I'm doing it again. Okay, it's an advanced control. Great. So right now I'm going to do it like a simpler version of this. I'm doing a simpler version of this. I have matrix. Please, everyone should have a matrix. And right now, please go to the fields panel and drag the category field to the rows. Drag the sales field to the values. Please, Javier, confirm you have it here. You have this. I want you to all do this exercise, please. Great. So this is kind of simple. Okay. It's nothing. This is no rocket science. This is kind of simple. What I'm doing now is I'm going to work on the columns. If you have the month here, you have the month, right? Please expand the month field. You have a hierarchy. You will see like 4 parts of a hierarchy: year, quarter, month, and date. Please go to the drag and drop the year to the columns field and drag and drop the quarter to the columns field. Have year and you have quarter. So the setup should be here, like in the row sections category, in the value sections sales, the sum of sales, and in the month section, what do you have? The part of the hierarchy, year and quarter. Here you have what? I don't have a quarter here. So I'm going to go to the next level. I'm going to here to the next level. Let's go, for example, in this, let's go to press this button. This is like a hierarchy button. Expand all down one level. And you can have this. It's like the there's more granularity in the granularity. So you should all have this report. Eric, yes, the S is soles. It's like a currency of my country, Peru. Sorry, I should use dollars, but it's automatic here. Okay. So please confirm that you have this. You have drilled down these hierarchies. Please confirm that you have drilled down these hierarchies. Okay. I would like to confirm you got to create this simple exercise, please. Can you confirm that using the chat that you created these hierarchies? Okay, this is like the most simple exercise you can have in Power BI. Okay, it's the most simple one. You can also have other kind of visualizations. Okay, can you show the right side, please? Yes, I can show the right side, please. Okay, great. Great. So what I'm doing now, it's I'm going to show another. I'm going to show another visualization. I'm going to show another visualization. I'm going to show another visualization. I'm going to show the here. Please, before selecting this visualization, before selecting this new visualization, please click outside the matrix. Click outside the matrix. Don't click the matrix. Click outside the matrix. First, if you click the matrix, you're going to replace the visualization. I don't want you to replace the visualization. I want you to click outside the matrix before so that you don't replace the matrix. Okay, here you have a cluster column chart. You have a cluster column chart. Please select the cluster column chart visualization. Select the cluster column chart visualization. You see? Select the cluster column chart visualization. Right? Fine. Now you have the cluster column chart visualization. What I'm doing now, I select the cluster column chart visualization. What I'm doing now here is that I'm doing the same, but I'm doing it graphically. I'm going to use the category in the axis, the category field in the axis section, and I'm going to use the sales field in the values section. Is the sum. Eric, the count of tail was not worn. Oh, maybe it was my mistake. Thank you for the clarification, Eric. Thank you for the clarification. I thought it was a mistake because I haven't count. Great, thank you. Guys, did you get to see this? Sales by category. Let's see. Use this visualization called cluster column chart and use two fields. One field is category in the axis section and values in the sales section. Okay. Great. So right now, you have here. This is a column chart, a cluster column chart. Okay. Please, I'm going to do this. You have the cluster column chart. Okay, this is called what? This is called a report, guys. This is called a report. Okay, this is called a report. The report also have interaction. You have the possibility to have interaction. Okay. Okay. First, please, in the table, in the matrix, select the bytes row, the bikes row. Select the clothing rows and select the accessories rows. Are you noticing something? Select here, now in the cluster column chart, accessory. I select the accessory column. Select the clothing. And select the bike. What did you notice? What do you notice? What do you notice here? What do you notice here? Have you noticed interaction? Yes, it's interactive. Despite the fact that it is, yes, it's interaction. Despite the fact that it is a report, it's not a dashboard. It applies to both graphics. Yes, it applies to both graphics. Okay, so let's create. This is something called a report. So let's publish our report, please. Let's publish our report. Are dependent? Yes, they are interconnected. Okay, they are interconnected. Okay, here. Let's publish our report. Let's go to the Home tab. Let's publish our report, please. Let's publish our report, please. Save your changes. Save your changes first. And publish our reports, please. Publish your report. Okay, right now I am okay. You want to replace the data set? Yes, I want to replace this data set. Please replace the data set. Okay. If you are in Power BI web, you don't need to publish it. If you are in Power BI web, you don't need to publish it. How do we do in Power BI service? Mufadal, you don't have to publish in Power BI service because it's already published. You don't have to publish in Power BI server because it's published there. So there's no need to publish anything in Power BI service. Okay. Okay, guys. So if you are in Power BI desktop, please, you have already published your report. Please, here, open data science, open it, click this link to open the report. Oh, I mean, it's not a dashboard, it's a report. Please open the report in Power BI web, in Power BI service. You click here, you will be taken to Power BI web, to Power BI service. You see? Great. Fine. You have it here. That's fine, right? It's fine. Okay. So what do we do here? Great. What I'm doing here is I want to share it. I want to share it. Okay. I want to share it. I want to share my report. You can export in PDF in Excel, in PowerPoint, okay? But you can share it actually. You can share the report. Look, there are some permissions here. You want to share it in a website of portal. Look here. I want to share it in a website of portal. Look what happens. Okay. If I want to share it in a website or portal, okay. I can share it here in a website or portal. Can you see? You can share it in a website or a portal. Then we are going to see the authentication. Share the report in a website or a portal. Okay, why is it called secure? Please copy and paste this, right? Copy and paste this. I copy and paste. And I go here. I open another window or tab. I copy. I'm going to stop the zoom. Sorry. Here you have your report published. Okay, but now, okay, the report is shared. But what if you did you share your report? Did you share your report? Okay. You can use the report and you can use it on the web. You can use it on the web. Did you try this? There's something about authentication. What about if I open an incognito window? It asks me share option. Yes. I'm doing it now in the share option in Power BI service is here. The share option is actually in Power BI service. Share, embed report, website or portal. It's in Power BI service. I'm doing it right now. I am in Power BI service. Okay. I need authentication. If I open for example, if I open an incognito window, I need to authenticate. It's a secure because I need authentication. So I will need authentication here. I will need to authenticate here with my USF account in order to see it. I will approve my session. Great. Great. Okay, so I can open my report here. It's in the web. I need authentication. Okay, so I want to share the report. Okay, I would share my report. Now, okay, this is like a secure sharing in the web. Okay, but there's something else here. Okay, there is something else here. Do you see the option? Do you see the option that reads share pin to a dashboard? There is an option here that says pin to a dashboard. Can you see this option? Pin to a dashboard. Please pin it to a dashboard. So I'm going to create a new dashboard. I'm going to create a new dashboard called Bootcamp. I mean, you can use any name, Bootcamp dashboard. Eric, you need you need to be authenticated. But right now I'm going to show how you can share the report within an organization. You need to be authenticated, but I'm going to show how to share the report within an organization. Okay, because there is also anonymous access, but it doesn't depend on you. It depends on any. I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, but it depends on your organization. It doesn't depend on you. Okay, so I'm going to pin to dashboard again. Here, pin to a dashboard. New dashboard. Bootcamp dashboard. Okay. Okay. It allows me to go to a dashboard. I'm going to the dashboard. I'm going to the dashboard. Okay. In a minute, I will have the dashboard, I guess. Okay. If I don't find the dashboard, I don't know why I didn't go to the dashboard. If I'm not going to the dashboard, if you don't find the dashboard, go to your My Workspace and find the dashboard part. Find the dashboard here. Go to My Workspace and find the dashboard here. Bootcamp dashboard. I found my Bootcamp dashboard. Did you find your Bootcamp dashboard? You have already pinned your report to dashboard. Go to a Bootcamp dashboard. So this is dashboard. You can pin a whole report to dashboard. The whole page is pinned to the dashboard. Or you can, if you want to, you can share just one visualization. You see? What else? For example, you can share the dashboard. You can share. If you are in the dashboard, you can share your dashboard. Sorry. You can share your dashboard. Please, what I want you to do now is, if you belong to USF, please give me your USF. Please, can you type your USF email, please? The email that you are using you are using the email you are using with Power BI. Please, I'm going to share it, and I'm going to share it with you. Please type your email, please. Type your email. Type your email in the chat, please. Type your email in the chat. Okay. 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 Just give me a minute, because I'm going to use the chat. Just a minute. I'm going to use the chat here. Okay. I'm going to, even if it's a know yourself email. Well, in this case, it has to be. I mean, I'm going to use another USF email later. Okay. Because I can share it within our organization. Okay. Do you see? I have Pablo Fuentalba. It recognizes. Do you see how it recognizes? It recognizes. Okay. I'm going to share it. Okay. Share. Okay, Pablo, please confirm that you get. Pablo has access to my dashboard. Sorry, I'm slow typing. Sorry. Nicole, I'm going to do it with another email in a minute. Please share, give me your email so that I can share it with you, please. Grant access to Al Rabi Radina. Okay, great. You see, you will get an email. Why I can share with these people? Because they are in my same organization. Power BI, it's designed to be shared within organizations. Please, nobody else from USF. Please give me your USF email so that I can share it. Okay. Please give me your USF email so that I can share it. Nobody else? Okay. I have one email here. Okay. Don't be shy, please. I'm not going to spam your email. Okay. Share dashboard. Well, it recognized. Thank you, Fadal. I'm going to share. And here, you have access. You have access. I mean, all these people from my organization have access to Power BI. They can read and they can read share. They can read and they can please. I'm going to share the dashboard link. I'm going to share the dashboard link. Please, if you didn't you didn't give me your email, you will not be able to access the dashboard. Okay. You will not be able to access the dashboard. Please try to. I don't have used email. Don't worry, Eric. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to do an example without a USF email in a minute. Don't worry. Okay. Because the USF domain only allows report to be shared within the organization. Okay. Great. So what I'm doing here, please, can any of the three person that share my email, can you confirm, please, that you can access the dashboard? Can you confirm, please, that you can access the dashboard? One of the three people that gave me your email. Please, can you? Yes, I can enter. Thank you, Pablo. So that's the way you share. Yes, thank you, Mufadal. Okay, that's the way you share dashboard. Okay, but the dashboard is not real time. Okay, it's not real time. The dashboard, it's designed to be shared. The report, you can share it as well, but the dashboard is designed to be shared. Okay, and in the dashboard, I can have anything here in the dashboard. Just a minute. For example, I can have not only this, I can have other content in the dashboard. For example, if I edit the dashboard, okay, I can add a tile. I can add a tile. What's a tile? A tile, it's any content I want to add, edit, add a tile. I can add, for example, a video. I can add a video. Okay. I can add a video. For example, I can add a video of my favorite son. Okay. You see, I can add the video of my favorite son. Okay, and here, video URL. And here, apply. I'm not creating a font view yet. Okay, what happened with my edit? Okay, add a tile. video. Yes. Apply. Yes. Create twin view. Great. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Sorry. It's down here. It's down here. Okay, but you understand, right? You understand? Okay. I can also ask a dashboard team. Dark. Here. Okay, it's down here. Sorry, I didn't know that. Okay, no, I need to. Okay, I need to delete one of these. Okay, so I mean, this is kind of big. This is the whole report, the whole page. So it's I cannot delete the whole page. Okay. Great. So I can delete tile. Okay. So I can add another content. I'm going to save. Well, no, I don't need to save it. Okay. I can save a copy of the dashboard as well, but I'm not going to save it. And if I see the dashboard, it should reflect as changes. I have yes, okay. Save a copy. Yes, and I should have the dashboard. Okay. Okay, I should have this. I don't know why it's not showing, but it should be showing here. Okay, maybe I should reflect the new version of the dashboard. Okay. I should be here in a minute. Okay, the dashboard. I don't know why it's not opening here. Okay, but you see, I can add any content in the dashboard. I can add any website, for example. Okay, I think it's not. I think it's not. I think it's not refreshing. It's not refreshing. I don't know why. It's not refreshing. Okay. Let's see. The dashboard. Yes. So I should have here. The theme should be dark. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why it didn't refresh. Okay. Yes. So I can add any content of my dashboard here. Okay, guys. So do you understand what a dashboard is? Okay. A dashboard is it's actually designed to be shared. A report is not. Okay. Okay. So what about if I want to have right now access the I just can access the I can access only the for people in the organization. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm going to use another session. Okay, and I'm going to create a report. Okay, I'm going to create a report here. I'm going to create a report. I'm going to use another session that it's my domain. Okay, I'm going to upload and I'm going to share it publicly. I'm going to here. This is another domain. This is my domain. This is a company I have. I'm going to remember my report. Okay. Remember my report. Okay. I'm going to save my report and I'm going to upload it to a new session. This is not a USF account. This is a non-USF account. Data science bootcamp. Yes. Okay. Here. This is not my USF account. This is another account, different account. Okay. Here I have a dashboard here. Sorry, I don't want dashboard. I want my report. I want to share my report. Okay, not a dashboard. I want to share my report. Great, great. This is my report, but it's not in a USF domain. It's in my domain, and I am the administrator of this domain. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to share, I'm going to embed a report, but can you see this option? Can you see this option? I mean, look at the difference. I have three options here. Here I have what is that? My workspace. Just a minute. Bootcamp dashboard, report. Okay. Here, if I want to share my report, I have two options. I am my USF account. This is my USF account. I have two options: SharePoint Online or Website Portal. If I go to another browser with my domain, I have three options. I have the option to share publicly. Okay, why? Because my domain, it's under my control. And what I do, what I'm doing here, I'm going to publish the report, but publicly, anonymously. Publish to web. Embed in a public website, yes. And here it's warning me. You might publish, but having to count that people may share your report. Be careful with this. Okay, don't worry. I want a public website. You're about to create. It's a warning. Please, before publishing, ensure that you have the right to share the data, because your public Power BI is designed to share within your organization, not outside your organization. Publish. Fine. Here you have, okay. Here you have a link, okay. You can have like a more like a bigger report here. Okay, and I'm copying this report. I'm copying the report. Please, I'm going to copy it publicly. Please, access my report. Please, everyone, try to access my report. This is not a report within my organization. This is a report, a public report. Any person, even without a Power BI account, can access this report. Okay. For example, here I'm going to use in private, in H. No, actually, the dashboard. Okay. The dashboard can be. We can share reports. No, I mean, actually, it's designed to be. It's designed to be shared within the organization dashboard. Yes, but in the case of reports, let's see here. Let's see here. I'm going to pin to a dashboard. This is no, sorry. This is this one, right? I have my dashboard here, my workspace. I have a dashboard here. This is my account. This is not a USF account. This is my account. Okay. Sorry, I need to create my dashboard first. I have not created my dashboard. Report. Okay. I'm going to pin to a dashboard. Let's try what you said. Okay. Existing dashboard. Yes, I'm going to create a dashboard. Go to a dashboard. Okay. Here I have my dashboard. Tile. Okay, just a minute. Okay, here I have my dashboard. Great. Okay, I'm going to share my dashboard. This is my dashboard in my public account. Here, here the dashboard only can be shared within the organization. If I want to share something outside my organization, I cannot do that. Because the dashboard is designed to be shared within an organization. I don't have a USF account here. Okay, because why? Because are outside my organization. But in the special case of a report, if I am on the report, if my domain allows that, I can share publicly my report. That's the only thing. The only thing you can do to create a report, to share a report publicly. Otherwise, you need permission because Power BI is designed to share the data within an organization. Okay, is it clear? Okay, guys. So you know you have the difference between a dashboard and an organization. A report, it's generally one data source. The dashboard can be many data sources. Okay, the dashboard can be many data sources. Okay, and in that case, for example, remember the dashboard here. Where is my dashboard? Where is my dashboard here? Okay, and in the case of my dashboard, for example, I can have content from any part. Okay, I can have content from any part. Okay, even my favorite song, for example. Okay, guys. So this will be the final, the finish, the last part of the bootcamp, guys. Okay, we have created a basic report. We have made an ETL, extract, transform, load process. We have created a basic report. We interacted with the report, and we have created a dashboard as well. And we learned the difference between the report and the dashboard. Okay, both are interactive, but the dashboard is designed to have like even multiple data sources. Okay. So guys, thank you very much for attending this bootcamp. Okay, thank you very much for attending this bootcamp. Okay, the files I have used are in the just a minute. The files I use are in the share folder. So I appreciate you to come here. I'm going to give you my linking. I'm going to give you my linking. I'm going to give you my linking account. Please add me on linking, and you have my email address. So guys, you can share with me any doubt. Okay, I will be glad to help you out with anything you need. So I'm done here.
Thank you, Alan, for your participation in the data bootcamp. And thank you for all the attendees.